So, Joe, first off, thanks so much for having me out here in the studio on behalf of
Absolutely.
Nerdbot. But
Yep.
like I said, I've been a fan for years. I really dig the way you meld horror and comedy. Tell me a little more about the making of Terror Toons. I know it was done 3 days and $2,200, but the results are pretty stupendous.
Thank you for saying that. That's a when I started the whole concept behind making Terror Tunes, the original Terror Tunes, it was a collaborative effort between me and my friend Mark Villalobos. We were driving on our way up to a film set where Mark had hired me to help him create some special effects. It was actually a reenactment of the crucifixion of Christ.
Oh wow!
And so we were driving up there, and sure enough, we were going down the road, and there was this bumper sticker on the back of a car, and it was just this weird cartoon cat. And we were both looking at it, and it was like a total brainstorm, like magical moment. We kind of looked at each other and said, "Hey, wouldn't it be great if it was like this horror film with like these cartoon killers?" And Mark was like, "Yeah, and maybe they kill each other with like these giant cartoon weapons." And I said, "But it's like live action, right? Like not cartoon." And he's like, "Yeah, like that'd be great." And like from that moment, I was like, "I want to do it." I was like, I'm going to do this. And he said, and I said, if you want to be a part of it, you can, and that's how the whole thing was set into motion. It was like just weird, magical brainstorm that happened spontaneously.
It is. It's a really, really fun movie too. Now, another thing that I definitely wanted to make sure we touched on, I'm definitely impressed by this. I think some of our viewers probably would be equally so. Any classic gore hound, the godfather of gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis. Tell me a little bit about your mentorship. I know that you are privy to the secret blood formula, for instance.
First of all, I just want to say Herschel Gordon Lewis, may he rest in peace today. He recently passed, and Herschel was literally my godfather.
Wow.
Literally my godfather. He taught me how to be a better person. He taught me how to be a professional businessman.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me how to make my gore even gorier.
Right.
How do you do that? That's magic, right? And he literally did. And I was honored with he gave me his original blood formula for Blood Feast.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the privilege of working with him on several occasions, one of which was creating all the special effects for the sequel to the 1963 classic Blood Feast. I did the special effects for Blood Feast 2, and that's where he taught me a lot of his little secrets and the magic that he uses to make his gore so over the top, so unique, and so untouchable.
Right.
Yeah. Untouchable, which is a good word, I think, for Herschel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when was it you met him? Because I know you were somewhat. I would class. I don't know. You seem like not the kind of guy who would toot your own horn unless you were in traffic. But you're a prodigy. You were a prodigy.
Right.
What, from like 12 to 15 was when you first started making waves in some contests. There were, let's see, twice you did the Iron Maiden Eddie design contest.
Right,
yeah. So when was it you met Herschel?
Well, see, okay, so when I was the year after I finished Terror Toons 1, I was that movie got me a chance to I guess be considered to do the special effects for Blood Feast 2, cool. And I met Herschel the very next year. And I guess a company here in Los Angeles was asked to do the special effects, and they passed it on to me as a gift. And
wow.
And so I graciously accepted it, and it was the first time that I had ever, first of all, been flown out of state to work on another film with a whole new group of people I'd never met before. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, at that time, I had seen Blood Feast. So right. I knew what I was getting myself into.
Yeah, a literal classic.
Right.
Yeah.
And I knew who Herschel was. But until I actually met him face to face and we began collaborating on set, I had no idea how much he had influenced my entire life.
Right, yeah.
You're like, oh my gosh, that's where I got it from. Oh my gosh, that's you know how you get those deja vu moments where like I'm making something, I think I thought of it. Oh my gosh, no, I came from this man whose work I've been watching all these years. And then he would take me by the hand, basically, literally, and say, "Come over to the craft service table, put some of this in that, put some of that in there."
Wow.
And it was literally a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you at all influenced by? I know John Waters also counts H.G. Lewis as an inspiration and influence. I see some John Waters in some of your work, especially the first Terror Toons. It's got that, that sort of grimy black comedy feel to it as well, which that's one of the things I really was drawn to. Yeah,
it's like, once again, I mean, unless we stop to actually smell the roses and consider what gifts we've been given by others. You know? I mean, I remember seeing, Desperate Living and Pink Flamingos back in like late 80s, early 90s on VHS. When I first moved to Los Angeles, I mean, I came from Helotes, Texas, population 1,400. I mean, I literally thought I was the only gay person in the world until I saw Boy George sing "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me" on MTV.
Right.
I literally thought I was the first gay person in the entire world, and that's some crazy stuff.
I invented this thing.
Yeah. So it was a very small town, and being able to be introduced to people, the works of like John Waters, with the films that he did, definitely, I guess, had a major impact.
Yeah.
That, like Rocky Horror.
Yep,
and of course Tom Savini and his work. All the hands-on blood and gore and the makeup secrets. He always tries to make his makeup magical, or an illusion, an illusion, as opposed to a technique that
you're talking about Romero's partner in crime.
Right, Tom Savini. Yeah. And all of his work was an illusion, some sort of. I always saw his work as being very effective.
Yes.
We make special effects. We want to make them effective. We want them to affect you. When you see it, we want it to shock you.
You like Fulci?
I love Fulci.
I figured. Because Savini and Fulci are juicy. It's not just gory.
Right.
They're juicy.
It
explodes. It bursts.
And they have no edit button whatsoever. That's what I like about it. No edit button whatsoever. Yeah.
One question I wanted to make sure to ask. So, did you meet Ron Jeremy? Hell's Highway.
Yes, I've met Ron.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that he seems to like the B movies. Yeah.
I would consider Ron one of my friends.
Cool.
And Ron has also been a mentor to me in many ways, and he also has taught me how to be a gentleman. And he's also taught me how to be a friend.
That's great.
And Ron is, if you get a chance to meet Ron Jeremy, you will meet a genuine person.
Right. I hear he's a comedian too.
Oh,
yeah. I think
without even trying to be. Not even trying to be. He's amazing. He's a magical person. Definitely a magical person.
What are the bright and shining moments? Like, what's some of the best jobs you've had? What were some of the nightmare jobs? I know working with, it's a rite of passage, right? I had my money stolen by Uncle Lloyd Kaufman.
Okay.
I'm sure that would be one of the negatives. But yeah, I know a lot of times filmmakers have a lot of trouble with, getting robbed by distributors and etc. Yeah.
I think I think I could turn that into a positive by saying that I know I'm not the first person that's happened to, and I know I won't be the last. And I think that there is a good reason why everything happens. There's a good reason why things happen, and if I'm continuing to, I know this sounds real cheesy, but search for that answer as to why it happens and let it be, that great things will come to pass. I mean, literally. And if we're aware of what we did in the past, where it may have been a mistake, if we're aware of this, when new opportunities come by us, we will be present to grab them.
Right. So, what advice would you have for up and coming filmmakers when dealing with distributors or producers? What's some things to be on the lookout for so you don't get screwed, you don't get shaved?
That's a good question. I would have to say something that I would like to say to all independent filmmakers, especially first-time or novice filmmakers, is to be very aware of distributors who are too nice, and don't have anything bad to say about your film.
Yeah,
because there's always a way to make a film better.
Yeah.
And if they're too slimy and too nice, too nicey-nicey.
Don't even offer any constructive criticism. It's all perfect. I wouldn't change a thing.
I would, here. Oh, you have the greatest thing
Just sign right here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That is a real big red flag. Okay. And then the next thing I would suggest for all independent filmmakers or first-time people is to never conduct business by telephone.
Ah, really?
Never. Or in person, unless it's recorded.
Okay.
So always conduct your business by email or text message. You
So
have
you
it in
have
writing, and you can
documentation.
always then put it back in their face right there. This is what you
Gotcha.
promised. This is what you said. Because contracts can be forged. They can be altered in ways we cannot begin to describe in today's world. And
Right.
Also, never ever sign a contract and hand it back to the person without making a copy of it yourself.
Right.
Without making a copy of it yourself.
Because then they can change it after
They can
the
change
fact,
it,
and you've
or
got no way of.
most people don't know this, but when you sign a contract with someone, by law, they don't have to give you a copy. And that was something that was recently changed. Most people don't know that. So if you walk into a movie or production company office and you sign a contract with them and you hand it back to them to go make photocopies on a photocopy machine, they may never return with it, and they don't.
Right.
And they don't have to. Take pictures with your camera phone.
That's
before
great.
you hand it back.
Yeah.
You have to have that. That's the kind of stuff, because distributors make all kinds of promises over the phone and in conversations when you're sitting there eating together lunch and they're buying you lunch. But bottom line, it's a business, and there is no soul when it comes to making money. There's just no soul there, And as independent filmmakers, we pour our hearts and our souls into making these movies for entertainment. And distributors are not in the business of making movies; they're in the business of making money.
Making money off of movies, right? Yeah.
And that's a totally different animal altogether.
Yeah.
As far as like the experiences you were asking me about, like some of my favorite experiences. Well, I would definitely say working with Herschel was one of them.
Awesome.
And as of recently, I worked on a whole bunch of movies with David Sterling. Are you familiar with David Sterling?
I'm not sure.
I made a movie called Maniacal with him, and I made a movie called Blood Sisters with him, and then I made another movie called Evil Unleashed the Mummy with him, and they were all fun. They were all fun experiences, and I'm glad I had a chance to do that with David. He's one of the few people that gave me one of my first gigs as a work for hire director. So I'm very humbled and grateful that he did that. And then another great experience I had was working with my partner Steven Escobar. I worked with him on many films, and this is a team effort. And when you have two people making movies together and are chasing the same dream, can't get any better than that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you guys have got something in the works too, don't you?
We mean right now?
Yeah.
Right now we are in post-production for Toons 4. And this is Brink Stevens' directorial debut.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it stars Brink Stevens. She wrote it, directed it, and helped me produce it. And it also stars Linnea Quigley, Debbie Rochon, and Billy Butler from the remake of Night of the Living Dead.
That is sweet. Wow, yeah, that is really cool.
So it's going to be a completely unique film, like all the rest of them. Just something completely different.
The directorial debut of Brink Stevens.
Yes.
That's even if it wasn't a Terratoons movie, that would be something to bring me out for sure.
Excellent. Cool. Very good. That's good to know. It's good to know. I'll let her know you said that. Yeah, no, I'm interested in everybody seeing what she's created.
Well, thanks so much, Joe.
All
I
right,
really
thank you.
appreciate your
I appreciate-
time. This
I
was
appreciate
great. And once again, on behalf of myself and Nerdbot, thank you so much for just taking some time, not only to talk about your body of work, but really appreciate the bit of advice for newbie filmmakers as well.
Absolutely.
And so for Nerdbot, this is Philip Fairbanks signing off. Thank you very much.
Thank you.